What's up, everyone, and welcome into episode number 494, where your Detroit Lions end up dominating the Cleveland Browns. You have Alex Anzalone with a great game, also with a jersey right behind Liam. How are you doing, Liam? How did you feel about this game? Just overall thoughts on kind of this defense, just this offense that scored 34 points, but didn't necessarily look the greatest.
Yeah, no, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's starting to become a recurring theme these last few years that the teams that are not on the same level with the Lions do not play with their food. They go out and smack them down and send them back home, and it's a fun thing as a fan. You don't have to worry through many games. I mean, I've never these last 2 years I've never been so not nervous the whole game. I mean, you're just spanking them. I mean, yeah, Cleveland put together a good first drive, but that's for all 4 weeks. We've given up a touchdown on the first drive, but Shepard finds a way to overcome that, get them to regroup, and obviously no touchdowns the rest of the game for them. So it was just domination again. Even as you said, the offense wasn't insanely great, but the game was never in the balance, really.
Yeah, that's the one true difference. Obviously, there's a lot of difference about quote unquote these brand new lines, according to Pat McAfee, their nickname. That's the one huge difference that I've seen is not only do they beat the really great teams, obviously getting a big win on Monday night against Baltimore. Maybe Baltimore isn't that great of a team this year. I truly think that they're extremely athletic, but they also handled the games that they should win, right? Like, truly, if you think about it, you could maybe argue the Commanders last year, but like it's been a little while since the Lions have gone into a game and not controlled a game that they should win pretty
Yeah.
comfortably. I don't
No.
want to give zero credit to the Commanders because they were great offensively with Jane Daniels last year. Obviously, we know about the defense last year as well, but this team just handled business. And truly, it seems like this Lions defense is probably the worst defense in the entire NFL when it comes to opening drives. But after that, they seem to really truly start settling in that you talked about.
Was there some crazy? I don't know. I wish I grabbed it now before we started recording, but was there not some stat they said on the broadcast of like there have not been many teams that have let up a opening drive touchdown their first 4 games of the season. But yeah, like you said, I mean it didn't end up mattering at all. You find a way to battle, and honestly, I mean you let them get all the way down to the one, but once they got down there they stood up for the first 3 downs. Now, I think running a QB sneak at back-to-back plays with Joe Flacco of all quarterbacks is interesting play calling, but so I mean even that they stood up a little bit and showed a little resistance.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's pretty crazy is it truly seems like there's been times where the Lions have gone down to the 1 yard line defensively, and then they stand tall for at least the first two or three plays. And this isn't even without guys like Aleem
Yeah.
McNeil, which I think today Dan Campbell
Yep.
said there's a real possibility that he could be coming off of kind of starting that quote unquote time from IR. Like there's a real possibility he's back after the bye week in a couple of weeks. So this defensive line is going to continue to get better, which is crazy because they've been pretty good. And one of those guys, Aidan Hutchinson, again, fantastic in this game.
Yeah, he balled out yesterday. Yeah, that's honestly all you can say. I mean, he played hard. He made a ton of plays, so
Yeah,
that
he had
was
two sacks, I believe. Two
that was
sacks, a
great
forced
to see.
fumbled.
One got called back too. Like he was everywhere. So yeah, you hope the injuries in the secondary aren't too serious. I think Campbell said Reed is going to miss some time.
Yeah.
Terrion is questionable this week, but will play next week. And then, yeah, Aleem coming back. So, well, Aleem is in the secondary, but still. So, yeah, you hope the injuries don't hinder them too much. You'll see more of a Meek Robertson, guys like that. So, but yeah, it's exciting. I mean, really, save the first half of the Green Bay game, and the defense has played great, in my opinion. I mean, last week gave up 30, but you're playing Lamar, and one of those touchdowns was garbage time. So I think, yeah, defense has been really encouraging.
Yeah, no, absolutely. DJ Reed had a really nice interception in this game. You had Kirby Joseph with an interception in this game that I
Yeah,
truly don't know what Joe Flacco was doing.
that's what
Maybe it was an arm punt, maybe it was a miscommunication with the wide receiver. I'm not entirely sure, but it's kind of crazy that the Lions had not beaten Joe Flacco before this game. Like, how's that possible?
because I remember a long time ago when I was very young. I don't know the exact score, but I remember we got spanked by the Ravens, and now I'm gonna look into it actually. Um, but I mean, the Lions weren't very good before. That's how, Zach. That's how.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, but like outside of really like you mentioned that starting drive, this defense just caused Joe Flacco so many issues. And if you look at this offense for the Browns, they're just not good. Like if you look at the playmakers, Jerry Judy had a couple of drops. Quishon Judkins, I think, was by far their best player. I think he's going to be a really good player for the Browns, to be completely honest with you. But 10 points, this game truly was never really that close, really that competitive.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I think, yeah, Judkins will be good. Judy's solid, but it's just like he can't be your number one option really on a good team.
No.
You've got Njoku, who's has not replicated what he did a couple years ago. I do think Harold Fannin will end up being pretty good in the league. That dude's a beast, like hard to bring down, but they only
Yeah.
got him the ball. He had 2 receptions yesterday, 1 carry. They gave him a handoff. But yeah, that's not a good football team. And I did offense, and I did find the game I was thinking of. I was 5 years old, 2009. I remember I was at my grandparents' house, and I just remember we got smacked. And yeah, the final score was 48-3. So I didn't remember too incorrectly, at least on that.
Yeah, and turns out besides Monday Night Football, the Baltimore Ravens, especially against the Lions, have had their number quite a bit. So that's not unusual, especially when kind of Joe Flacco was in his prime. But we talked about the defense. Let's talk a little bit about this offense because we had mentioned that the offense in this game wasn't anything spectacular from what we've seen, but they still put up 34 points. You had Jared Goff did throw an interception, which it looked like it was a little bit of a misread from him, which is kind of unusual because he's pretty good at reading the difference between a zone and man. And it seemed like he kind of was trying to get it to JMO, but he thought it was man, but it truly was zone.
Yeah, no. The negative takeaway I have from the offense this week is that I don't know. I mean, it's a little overreactionary, but now that it's their 4th year together, I don't know if Goff and JMO are ever going to connect in the way that Lions fans have hoped. Like, it's just, they can, how many, there were what, 4 or 5 deep shots down the field yesterday to JMO. Now, JMO dropped the one. That was a hard adjustment. He dropped the one, but there was the one behind him early in the game. There was a one behind him. Then there was the pick. It's just like they just, for whatever reason, they do not seem to mesh well. And it's disappointing because when you have a guy like JMO, I mean, on that pick, he was open. Goff just had to get the ball 10 yards further than he did. So I don't know. That is disappointing. And I was surprised. I mean, not really disappointed because, again, it didn't matter. I was surprised how little David Montgomery was getting used yesterday. I mean, there were we were pretty late into the first half, and he had only had like 3 carries. I swear he only had like 5 or 6 snaps even, which was strange, especially after last week. But again, it doesn't end up mattering, so we'll see how it plays out going forward. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a little surprised about that. I would love to see David get a few more carries than he does. Obviously, we know like Jameer Gibbs is just insanely talented and he should be getting the majority of the carries. But like David Montgomery, when it comes to the goal line, I know fantasy owners of Jameer Gibbs is going to hate this, but like give David Montgomery like the ball. Like he's the bowling ball of this team. Like, he's the guy that can get you the short yardages. I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but, like, I think David Montgomery, when things aren't going necessarily right, especially in the run game, David can find a way to get you a few yards. And this run game had 109 yards against this Cleveland Browns team, which is the number one defense in the entire NFL. Like, they only averaged 3.8 yards a carry, but against this Cleveland Browns defensive line is pretty dang good, especially when you're going up against Myles Garrett that did not even have one single sack. I think he had like 6 or 7, maybe 8 pressures on the day, but didn't even have one sack.
Yeah, no, I mean, it did seem like every carry Monty got, they were getting all the way through the line, and he had nowhere to go really. But yeah, I mean, did a good job keeping Garrett in check. It was just a weird game for the offense. I mean, Flacco gave us those 2 turnovers, so you had 2 shorter fields. Khalif Raymond had the punt return, so it was just like the offense didn't need to do a ton, and they didn't. That's the truth of it. But again, it wasn't like they put us in danger of losing. It just wasn't the Lions offense we've got used to seeing these last few years.
Yeah, no, and it's kind of crazy that we're talking about of like how this is like not great
Yeah,
offensive
yeah,
performance,
they
but
scored
you put up
34 points.
34 points.
Literally, it's
Like,
like we're fine. Like there's no issue here.
yeah, and Amon-Ra continues to do what he does, 7 receptions, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. He didn't even celebrate, though. Like, I'm a little bit concerned for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I need the celebrations back a little bit. Sam Laporta wasn't as involved as I would like him to be. I know he had quite a few huge catches. And then you have to give Khalif Raymond a ton of credit. Like, that punt return touchdown that he had, I don't want to say this game was ever truly in jeopardy because I truly didn't think so. But in my opinion, that punt return completely iced the
Oh
game and
yeah,
gave the
that
Browns
iced it.
no chance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that iced it. Amon-Ra, dude, you could talk. You could do an hour podcast every week on how good this dude plays, and yeah, Laporta. I don't know. It's funny how crazy he went his rookie year and is definitely tapered off that the last 2, but hey, we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see moving forward. I'm sure he'll have a game up near 100 yards or something cuz he's still making the plays when we need him to. It's not like he's not playing well. It's just they're looking to Amon-Ra, and can you blame him for looking at Amon like so yeah, I mean, keep going, move forward, get Cincy next week. I've even though it wasn't a great game, I have no concerns moving forward.
no, not at all. And if you want to talk about chemistry, I know you mentioned Jamon Goff. Is there a more connected wide receiver quarterback than
No.
Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown in
No,
this league?
the checks into the bubble screens for Amon-Ra are so they just I don't know, these defenses are gonna have to adjust because this dude now has what 6 touchdowns in 4 games, like at wideout, like that's I mean that puts him on pace for what like over 20 touchdowns. So yeah, we'll see how defenses try to adjust because like you've pointed out there, chemistry is I don't there can't be a better duo with Chem.
And I don't think you can say that teams haven't adjusted. I just think Amon-Ra is just that good. Like, he knows where to get open. Like, I don't want to compare him to Cooper Kupp because I think they're a little bit different of a wide receiver or maybe a Puka Nakua. But, like, there's just certain wide receivers that just find holes no matter where it is on the
Oh, yeah.
defense. And Amon-Ra is that. Like, and when he gets the ball in his hands, like, there's a very rare times where you're gonna have to worry about him dropping the ball.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, that was even like his rookie year. He had like some crazy streak of with no drops or whatever, or maybe it was a second. I don't know, but he yeah gets the ball in his hands, sure-handed receiver. He's got to be the most fun dude to throw to in the league if you're Goff. Like you said, he always finds a way open. You always can bank on him catching the rock, and he has the confidence that you need to be a top 3 receiver in the league. And I think with each passing game, that's more and more solidified. That are like sure, maybe that's a little biased, but dude, like, he, there's something to be said about consistency.
Yeah. And I think it was the Ben Bosher show. I might be completely botching his last name, but he looked up Amon-Ra stats compared to Larry Fitzgerald. And through these 4 years that he's played, he has about, I think, 100 more catches than Larry. He has, I think, maybe 100 yards more, maybe one a touchdown less than him. Like, if he continues this play, like we could very much be talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he's on. I
He's on
mean,
the path.
yeah, the trajectory he's on for sure. Like that's on the table. So
Yeah.
it'll be exciting to see how they keep going.
He's just that good, honestly.
Yeah,
But through 4 games, obviously the Lions are 3-1. I think if you're a Lions fan, you're satisfied. This is exactly where you want to be.
yeah,
Now, obviously, I feel like 4-0 would be perfect, but I think through 4 games, if you had to ask an honest Lions fan, I truly think 3-1 is right where they should be at with this schedule so far.
yeah. And I mean, even if they like, my thing is they're leading the division. Like Green Bay ties last night. Now you're solo lead. Like that's all. It's great. You're 3-1. Sucks we're not 4-0, but as long as we control the North all year, battle against good teams, which we're gonna do. So no, I think it's perfect spot, position A. You have the lead in the division through 4 weeks. Now don't give it up through the next 13. You're back in the playoffs, hosting a game most likely. Let's do it.
Yeah, just try to stay healthy, try to
Yeah.
continue to win before you kind of get these guys back. Doesn't seem like it's long term for a lot of these guys, which is obviously
No.
good, but just try to stay healthy, have the secondary be good enough for the time, have the offense continue to step up, and we could be talking about a pretty good record heading into the bye week. And then after the bye week, hopefully returning a lot of these key pieces again and building all the way up for a possible division run and a possible playoff run as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And one thing I guess I wanted to touch on with the offense that I forgot to was I am the pre-snap penalties were kind of just like I expect them from like Mahogany or Ratledge, but like getting them from Decker and Brock Wright is it's kind of like again it's such a minuscule thing, but it's like in bigger games you definitely don't want your vets, your guys that have been there to be the ones getting the pre-snap penalties. But yeah, and then Trevor Nowaski was a couple fractions of a body part away from scoring a touchdown, so that would have been sick for the former Cardinal. But hey, he'll take the fumble recovery, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, have to give credit and have to give love to SVSU and that he truly played great. If you look at PFF, I believe he had a top 5 PFF defensive grade for the Lions in the game. So he's been great for this team. You absolutely love to see, especially as a former SVSU football player yourself under Coach Ryan Brady. But yeah, no, have to give credit for him, have to give credit to this team to continue to win. And now they go on to the Bengals next week.
Yes, sir. And that defense, Trevor and Hutch and Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, they get to play against a backup QB, so they should come ready to eat, if you ask me.
Yep. Now they just have to face Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, but I'd rather have Jake Browning trying to get him the ball than Joe
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow. Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, no, good win for the Lions. Obviously, 3-1 on the year. Can't necessarily complain about that. But do you have anything before we wrap up here?
No, I think those were my two things I wanted to say. So
Awesome. Well, that is a wrap to episode number 494. Thank you again to Liam for joining. Great win for the Lions.
yep.
We'll obviously preview, maybe recap the Lions against the Bengals when it comes time. But thank you for tuning into this episode and tuning in to the next one.